Hi, everyone. Hi. Thank you for coming back to Traveling the Globe with Dr. Yvette. So, I am a global traveling physician. As you can see, I'm coming from the wonderful atmosphere of the hotel. Okay, so I am Yvette McQueen, MD, emergency physician. See, just working. Wellness lifestyle coach and travel doctor, a global physician on a mission to educate about health, travel wellness, and disease prevention. So I help travelers, frequent or unfrequent, to stay healthy and safe while they're traveling, and so they can enjoy their adventures. And I do that through um, here talking to you, giving you the healthy travel tips, and also by my travel medicine concierge, where I give travel medicine consultations. So I'm available anyway. So if you want a travel medicine consultation with me, you see their floating URL, drmcqueen.as.me / travel medicine, schedule an appointment. But here today, I'm here to talk about sleep and travel. Can they coexist? Can they? A lot of people are like, oh, I'm on vacation. I didn't get any sleep. I came back from vacation. I think I need more sleep. Um, it's just not working. I feel worse. So let's talk about. I'm gonna get a little bit closer so you can see and we can talk. Okay. Anyway, so sleep and travel. So a lot of people sleep travel can be disrupted and not have a good experience because of the sleep factor, because you end up being tired and fatigued. You get out of your routine and you just won't enjoy your journey. And a lot of times you equate it to the destination you went to and not the actual experience. So there's something called travel fatigue. And why do people get travel fatigue? It's not from being fatigued from traveling or always traveling, it's the actual actions that occurs. So it can come from, the anxiety of travel. If you have a fear of going to a certain place, or a stress of the whole getting the travel together, getting to the airport, getting packing, things like that. People have to get travel fatigue from motion sickness, whether it's plane, trains, boat. Uh, the length of the trip can actually affect your travel fatigue if you're in sitting positions for a long time. So you're sitting up in planes, sitting up in train, you're in a car for 12 hours. You change your food routine, your pattern. You change, yeah, and you're changing your sleep pattern too. Of course, if you're sitting for a long time, you get stiff, you get leg swelling, increase of blood clots. Well, that's a whole nother talk. But staying in a position more than 2 or 3 hours at a time and can increase your risk for blood clots. I'm just throwing that out. And changing your alcohol or caffeine intake can actually affect your sleep pattern in your travel fatigue. And of course, dehydration. And people get dehydration by changing their eating routine, their drinking routine, being in a pressurized cabin in the airport, in an airplane that and also makes you, uncomfortable, like bloating, cramping, constipation, dehydration, all that experience. A lot of people say, I only get constipation when I travel. That's why you change your hydration pattern, you change your eating pattern, you're sitting up more, you have decreased activity. It all affect you feel uncomfortable, and it will affect your sleep pattern. So you get exhaustion and body aches and insomnia, disturbance. You sleep for 2 hours, wait. You sleep for 2 hours, wake up, and then you can't get back to sleep, or your lack of sleep. So one thing is about sleep settings. They call it a first night effect, that you're going somewhere, that you the first night somewhere, even if you're in a comfortable position. So if you're going to the spa resort and you're like, oh, this is so inviting, I'm ready. The first night you still may be uncomfortable because it's a different pattern. Your sleep settings. Is it your room? Is the temperature going to be right? Is the mattress going to be right? Um, is the lighting going to be right? I remember one time I went to New York City and I was in a wonderful hotel in Times Square. But guess what kept flickering into the room? The lights from Times Square. It disturbed my sleep pattern. So think about that. Did you know that hotels have what they call sleep rooms, particularly for frequent flyer and business people like me? I make sure I'm always on the top floor so that people aren't walking over me, so I get good sleep. I try to sleep, get as far away from the elevator so I don't hear even the motor of the elevator. Some people times hear, be away from the ice machines or people where stairwells where you hear a lot that you go on because that makes a difference. So I am a traveling doctor. I travel, I work, particularly at night, so I need a good sleep pattern, and I need to feel comfortable. You got to feel comfortable. I need to be comfortable in the hotel that I'm sleeping in. So I always tell my staffing, if I don't get good sleep, I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be comfortable. And a happy doctor, an unhappy doctor is not a productive doctor. So sleep and being comfortable where you're sleeping, even when you're traveling, make a difference. So check the next hotel you go to and see if they actually have sleep rooms, or just to tell them, can I have one away from the elevator, elevator motor, ice machines, stairwells, and as high as possible so that I can't hear foot patterns going on. And also try not to be in a room connecting doors because you hear that also. All right. So lack of sleep, if you get lack of sleep, like I say, I'm not productive. Lack of sleep can affect you physically, mentally, and emotionally. So physically, you're tired, you're fatigued, you don't have the energy. Mentally, you get down. You get down. You're not motivated to do things. And of course, emotionally, you get very irritable. Who hasn't had lack of sleep and get very irritable and grouchy and snappy? Or you don't want that on your vacation. You lose some of your cognitive thinking because you can't think as fast. So that's why with business travelers and frequent travelers, they tell sometimes go in the night before your meeting so that you're rested and comfortable. You don't try not to fly in and do the thing the same day because sometimes you don't think as swiftly as you should. And definitely for someone like me as a physician that has people's lives in their hands, you don't want to do that. You athletes, entertainment, things like that. So here's some of the solutions. We're getting down to the solutions. One, stay on your same sleep pattern, particularly in the time zone that you're in. So if you go to bed at 9 o'clock, go to bed at 9 o'clock in that time zone. Because remember, jet lag affects you. You change 3 time zones, you're going to be affected by jet lag. And I'm just saying that real quickly. And that can change your pattern. So you want to stay in the time zone of your destination to sleep, but be consistent with your sleep pattern. If you're on vacation, stay consistent with your children. Make sure they're still going to bed at the time they normally. It's okay to stay up and be special one night, but try to keep it consistent. Two, decrease your alcohol intake while flying, because that can affect one, your sleep, jet lag, and your hydration status. Three, hydrate. I've said that before. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. You want to hydrate before your travel, during your travel, after your travel. Remember, hydration status is 1/2 of your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, 100 pounds per day, 100 ounces, what is that, 100 pounds? You weigh 200 pounds, 100 ounces of water is what you should be drinking per day. You can translate that into liters for my international people. But that's what you should drink. Stay hydrated. So hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. It affects your sleep pattern, affects how comfortable you are, affects the physical activity you're going to be doing during your travels, your bones, your joints. It decreases your risk for those blood clots I talked about. Okay, get adequate sleep before you travel. Don't try to stay up all night before packing, um, where you're just packing everything the night before and you think you're going to get sleep on your journey and you don't, and then it gets more irritable. So if you're trying to make sure you're packing and don't forget things, what you can do is the week before you know you're going something, lay out your suitcase and steadily throw things when you think about, oh, I need that sun hat, oh, I need this. Throw it in a suitcase so that the night before you're just organizing the packing. You're not actually getting all the items together. Four, Adequate, I said that was 4, adequate sleep. 5, stress reduction. Have some stress reduction techniques that you do, because travel is stressful. It's going to be stressful. It's even more stressful during this pandemic. Rules are changing, things are changing, long lines, things like that, delays between staffing and weather. Travel is going to be stressful. So, have stress reduction techniques that you do, that when things start to build up, you feel that tension, know that whether it's your meditation or breathing exercise or mindfulness, even if it's a little gadget that gives you a squeeze ball, have a stress reduction technique ready. 6, hotel rooms. I talked about the hotel rooms. You want to get a hotel rooms that's away from noise, away from the elevator, that's comfortable. You can adjust the temperature the way you want to, um, and higher level. I just like higher level rooms if they have available. 7, wear comfortable clothes when you're traveling, whether you're traveling in the car, on the train, plane, bus. Wear comfortable clothes. Loose clothing, make sure it's breathable, because you may sweat or anything, but you want to be able to evaporate and breathe. Make sure it's not tight fitting clothing, because that makes you even more uncomfortable and you can't get rest. So make sure that. 8, make sure you're carrying things like a pillow to sleep on, do your blankets. When the airlines no longer give you blankets, so just go out and get you a travel blanket that you keep just for travel. You can roll up, make it your own pillow. Make sure it's washable. Get headphones to block out noise. Some people get a sleep mask to put to use on their travel, because they know they may be light. 9, don't overschedule your time or any of your travel. Everybody's like, oh, we only gonna be here once, so we got to put everything in. Well, think about making a second trip. You can't put everything into one trip. I'm just being honest. Most places you can't. So don't overschedule your time where you don't have downtime to relax. And remember, your first day, relax. When you get somewhere, you're going for a 5-day trip. Maybe that first day when you get there, make it only a half day of activities, or get used to the environment and make sure it's relaxful. And then 10, remember to take naps. Naps are good. You know, when we was a child and we don't, I look at my niece and nephew now and they don't like to take naps. Take naps. Naps are good. Naps can be detrimental with your sleep if you take it too late in the day or too long. It's going to affect your sleep pattern later. But a 30-minute, 60-minute nap, usually 20 to 30 minutes is a good sweet point. 30 minutes definitely is a good sweet point for a good nap, comfortable, get in a comfortable environment, and just take that nap, and you come rejuvenated. That was good. Now let's go. Let's go enjoy the rest of the trip. So that's about sleep and travel. They can coexist. You can get sleep. You can come back from a vacation feeling rested and rejuvenated. So, once again, I'm a global traveling physician, Yvette McQueen, MD. I said, and you know what? Subscribe. That's for free. Subscribe so that you can keep up with my healthy travel tips. And if you want to schedule that travel medicine uh, consultation, there's the link below. So, ciao for now. Peace and love. Enjoy.